Dr. Bloom, we know that many organizations have a variety of profiles. I've talked to organizations about this who are very small. I've talked to organizations who are very large. And I think that one of the questions that may be asked is, do I have to go through the whole presence model, or I as an individual who are very isolated, or I as a group of individuals who may be all clinicians, is there another way we can gain access to this information without going through the certification process? And I think that's a real valid question in light of all the professional spheres that we're going to operate in the years to come. So what's your answer to that?
Sure. Well, I guess my fundamental answer to that is you never know where change is going to start. Mm-hmm. So I think if an individual wants to have access to the material, the core material, that's fine. If only a part of the organization wants to do it, then that's fine too. If they just want to do one, well, it would have to be two, minimum of two of the tracks, then that would be okay too, because what I would hope is that they would benefit sufficiently to say, well, we want to have everybody do this. So I don't pretend to know how change always happens. You can't predict. Mm-hmm. And it can start with one person.
Right.
So I want to seed that to happen. I want to make it possible for that one lonely individual who says, I work in this totally dysfunctional system and I want to know, but there's nothing I can do. They may be surprised. They may be surprised if they have some tools for what to do and if they have conversations that they can have with other people and get other people on board. You just never know. I've seen change happen in a gazillion different ways. So I think as long as people can use it and make use of it and make sense, anybody should be able to do it.
So,
I'm a teacher.
Yeah. So anyone really can have access to it, and I think we've structured the presence model. So if an individual wants to take a track, and you've already said the introductory track is your precursor to every other track. So
right.
If you're a clinician and you wanted to take the clinician's track, you could actually go to the introductory and the clinician's track and take it individually. Or we have a group process.
Right.
If there's several that would like to do it together, right. That's also part of what the presence model will offer. There won't be certification of the whole organization, right. But we can have a trauma-informed perspective on our particular sphere of influence that we have.
Exactly, and there may be organizations where there aren't clinicians.
Right.
There are just people in charge and what we would call, direct service and indirect. So yeah, there has to be that flexible to make it really useful for organizations and people in the times that we have, and economical, right. So that they can actually do it, because money's tight through this period.
Right. It sounds like the presence model has been very adaptable, very flexible, and to be used. And I think that's where I hear your heart in this is, I want this to be used. And if the information is applicable to a person or a group of people, we want you to have access to it.
Absolutely.
And I think we've structured the process so that that's possible.
And we want them to co-create it going forward, because this doesn't have any practice yet. And all of my work prior to this has all been based on decades of actually practicing what I'm writing about. This is based on that, yes, but it's taking it further. And so I need people to use it. I need people to use it and give feedback as to, what's it like and what happens and where do we need to go next.
And creativity is allowed.
Absolutely.
I know you love that. So
Yes.
It's great to have people being creative, taking all of this research and applying it to their context or the life of their clients or themselves in such a way that they're benefiting from it, enjoying it, and creating health around them.
Exactly.
Well, obviously there are lots of organizations who would like to be the prototype, who would like to be the practitioners of this. So tell us how, as an organization or as an individual or as a group of individuals, I can gain access to creating presence.
Well, I think the most direct way to get access is to go on the website. And the website, and you'll see it underneath, is www.creatingpresence.net. You can contact us through email at info@creatingpresence.net. And the phone is 215-583-3619. So you can actually get a human being on the telephone to answer any questions. And we hope that it's pretty easy to get in touch with us any way that works for you.
Dr. Bloom, thank you so much for the opportunity to be involved in this magnificent process of creating presence. I hope that our audience will give us a call, try to figure out what it is that works best for you, and benefit from the work of this amazing woman and all that she's been doing over decades in the idea of providing trauma-informed and trauma-responsive and trauma-resilient organizations. Thank you so much for being with us. We hope to be in touch with you very soon.